Louisiana, what's better than a good day? A great day.
Get ready for a brand new day. Yeah. Good things gonna come our way. Yeah. Get ready for a brand new day. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Hello, beautiful people, and thanks so much for watching us here on Great Day Louisiana. I'm Malik Mingo. I hope you're doing well today. Look, we are back. We are all new today. Happy Thanksgiving week to you. Have you started cooking already? I can already smell it from here. Look, we have a great show for you all today. We're beginning with an Impact Give Back segment today. The series, sponsored by Morris Bart, shines a light on nonprofits who are doing great work in our community. And look, this week is all about eating. But for those who are food insecure, setting their Thanksgiving table isn't the only time they are worried about what will be on their plate. Second Harvest Food Bank has truly stepped up recently, especially after that government shutdown. Here to tell us more on how they can help you if you're in need of food this week or any time of the year is the president and CEO of the organization. John Toops is here. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much for having us.
Look, a Thibodeau native is in the house, everybody, and he's now running Second Harvest Food Bank. And you know, obviously, I work in television. I know how hard it has been. Let's talk about recently what happened first, right? The government shut down, SNAP benefits, and it's been back and forth ever since, right? And you know, even if the government shutdown has ended, right, y'all are still going to be feeling the effects because It's not a once it ends, people are now, you know, back to normal. What has it been like for you all during these recent times?
So I think for a little context, you need to go all the way back to February, right? When the government cuts came first. USDA. Absolutely. So we've kind of counted up about maybe 4.85 million meals that we're short already this year.
Wow.
So this food shortage has been going on for quite a while. So we've been dealing with that at the food bank and through our pantry partners this entire time.
And how have y'all been dealing with that?
Well, quite honestly, gifts, donations, making do, stepping up like we always tend to do. It's an impossible situation. You know, food insecurity is rising. It went up about 10% year over year.
Yes.
And when you start talking about that kind of food shortage, it's a real deal.
And that's why I mentioned that they've been really stepping up recently because of those cuts and of course because of the government shutdown. Not only are people who are not getting their SNAP benefits now coming to you all's food pantries for food, these furloughed government workers who maybe have never needed a food pantry before have also been in line trying to get these meals. So I'm so curious, now that we're in Thanksgiving week, right? There are people who are watching this right now who may be food insecure. What is this upcoming week gonna look like for you all? If people are in need of food, how can they get help through you all?
First off, nohunger.org. You're going to be able to go in there, and if you want to look for places where you can kind of show up and actually get some assistance, that's the first place to go. The second would be just kind of showing up and volunteering and spreading the word. You know, you asked earlier about how are people stepping up to the plate. It's not just food and money donations that we're seeing. We're seeing an awful lot of rescued food from a lot of the groceries and these bigger places that literally give us food through the pantries.
Got it. It's maybe not going to be shelf stable anymore, but they want it to go as soon as possible,
Exactly
so they
correct.
will give it to you all.
And think about the network. We've got these 500 pantry partners that we talked about across the 23 parish South Louisiana area. That's exactly where all of our neighbors are showing up to get this relief.
And it's so important, and you know, especially this week, I'm so curious, do people go to Second Harvest every day if they need food? Is it a once a week thing? And again, with the holiday coming up on Thursday, are you all doing something special for Thanksgiving? Like, what do people get when they go to Second Harvest?
Yeah, so there's multiple programs that we kind of facilitate, right? One of which would be the supplemental program for our seniors. This is a 33.5-pound box of food that they get one time a month, right, to supplement what they're doing. And as you and I were talking before we jumped on camera, right, you got to remember SNAP is about 9 meals for every one that the charity network does.
Did y'all hear that? Again, for every one meal that
Correct.
Second Harvest provides, SNAP provides 9 meals. So it's so important that people
Exactly.
receive these benefits. But again, with the benefits up in the air, right, for the month of November, it's so important that we rely on people like you all. So you have that cool program for seniors, but what about for families, single people,
Absolutely.
the government workers?
So a lot of food, as I mentioned, comes from what we call retail rescue programs, where we literally will pick up food from grocery stores and places like Sam's and places like Costco, places like Walmart supercenters, and we will literally bring that food to all of these pantries so the neighbors can literally come get it. We also have the other USDA program called TFAP. That's the Emergency Food Program, right? That actually is being delivered through these pantry partners as well on a regular basis. So when you say how often do people show up, they can show up weekly, they can show up monthly, and literally get their supplemental food supply.
And we're talking like what, shelf-stable items like beans and grains?
Yep, I mean powdered milk if you think about it, peanut butter if you think about
Peanut
it,
butter.
mac and cheese if you think about it, a lot of canned goods. So stuff that can really make a difference over the next week, if not month.
And any requirements at all? Of course, it's free to come use you all's services, but do we need to bring anything?
Not really, right? So you know, as you asked me a little while ago, how can people help, right? Going to nohunger.org is a big piece, but you know, food drives,
Yes,
right?
yes.
There's a lot of grocery stores that literally provide us the opportunity for someone to throw down $5-10, and out of that comes a brown paper bag full of food, and we go pick that up and bring it to the pantries.
And again, they serve 23 different parishes, over 436,000 people, including 1 in 5 children in our region alone
Absolutely.
are food insecure. So it's so important that we help you all out. Of course, you're always looking for shelf-stable items, but there maybe is a restaurant watching right now who are like, I want to donate 100 meals. Do y'all take hot food?
We do not. We actually prepare hot food in our
Okay.
commercial kitchens. We've got a huge commercial kitchen right here in Harahan. We've got one in Acadiana. We've got one at McNeese in Lake Charles. Soon to have a brand new commercial kitchen in the Houma area, serving the Bayou area. So, and what we do there is, you probably have heard of Kids Cafe.
Yes.
Right, the summer feeding programs for the kids, but you probably also have heard of Meals on Wheels, right? So that's where we prepare all of those kinds of meals and literally distribute them out to all of our distribution partners.
It's so important to know, especially right now during this week of food, that there is help available. If you are watching this or you know somebody who is in need of help, go to Second Harvest. They are here to help you. Look, thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely, appreciate
Thibodeau
it.
is in the house. Make some noise. And look, everybody, again, if you are food insecure and you're looking for some help, you can find the closest meal pantry near you by visiting the website on your screen or call 504-734-1322. Thank you so much for being here
Fantastic.
again, John. And look, we're just getting started on the show today, beautiful people. People are struggling to put food on the table right now. So what do you think that means if they're trying to buy gifts this year? Financial advisor Mike Tari is hanging out in our LCMC Health Wellness Lounge. He will share some ideas to help those who are facing unexpected financial hardships and how they can budget for their holiday expenses. That's coming up. Plus, everybody, get your pen and paper ready because we've got more resources for those who need help putting food on their Thanksgiving table this year. That's right after the break. Stay right there.